What's up, the squad? Back in the video. I'm Reckless.
I'm Chris.
Y'all see in the title, you feel me? More about Trump. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe button. Definitely gotta hop on when there's news about Trump and what's going on. Was gonna react to the debate. Pretty sure from last night. If there's any clips y'all want to check out, make sure y'all comment down below. Let it be known. Don't know really if I'm going to be doing videos tomorrow by myself or Chris is going to be joining me. He has a little quick appointment to go to. So, you know.
Yeah, it's at like 3 or 2:30, 2:40, 3 o'clock.
Yeah. And I got to get some stuff situated for her birthday for tomorrow. You know, so for tomorrow and Saturday. So I don't know if this video is going to be dropped Saturday. But as far as tomorrow, I'm not really sure yet. Got to get some stuff in place for her birthday weekend. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people was asking because we dropped videos on her birthday yesterday.
Yeah. So
yeah, my day's a little messed up yesterday.
I would say, yeah, because I thought
but, you know what I'm saying, for the weekend, that's more so when you can get some stuff done, when you can actually celebrate. So, got some stuff planned. But definitely appreciate y'all tuning in, watching this reaction. Let's get in the video.
I think that this is a very weak case that's going to die very quickly, at least as far as being prosecuted in Georgia courts. You do have attorneys for Mark Meadows, who is Trump's former chief of staff, who filed a motion a couple of days ago to have a case transferred to federal district court, which they entitled because of a statutory immunity for federal officers, which is the case, obviously, with Mr. Meadows, as well as Mr. Clark, who was a DOJ attorney. So this case does not have, and it's not just, David, a transfer venue to a federal court. It is also an immunity to which they're both entitled. And as I've argued for in an article for you a little while ago, President Trump has a constitutionally based immunity based upon the Supreme Court case that's called Nixon versus Fitzgerald that gives him absolute immunity for all the actions done within the outer perimeter of his constitutional duties, even if those actions were unlawful. So the Fulton County case is not going to hold.
Yeah. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and more legal experts are coming out and saying precisely what you just heard.
Something about him reminds me of somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Harry Potter. You know the rat, the dude that turned into the rat on Harry Potter? No. The rat that turned into the dude on Harry Potter. It was Ron's rat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was Ron's rat. He reminds me of, what is the dude name?
My head was in a different end.
Him.
Based off a movie, but
Yeah, he looks exactly like him. This dude right here.
Yeah, because
He don't look, he don't look like too much like him, but he does in some kind of way, shape, or form.
On Scary Movie,
Yeah.
and he put his hand in the mashed potatoes.
He don't look like him. All right, I had to put that in, like it was bothering me.
Heard. Trump has absolute immunity from prosecution for actions taken as president. And now we have what looks like the first of a number of judicial decisions that are saying just that. A Pennsylvania judge has just ruled that President Trump cannot be sued or indicted precisely because of the protection provided to him by presidential immunity. Judge Michael Erdahl has just ruled that Trump's immunity extends to a tweet he posted and statements he made during a Pennsylvania State Senate committee hearing in November of 2020, where Trump, of course, alleged fraudulent activity in the state's election counting process. The lawsuit against Trump was brought by a supervisor of Pennsylvania's voting machines during the 2020 election, and that supervisor claimed that President Trump and Rudy Giuliani had together conspired to slander him and cause him to receive death threats and even suffer 2 heart attacks. I mean, poor guy. But according to this Pennsylvania judge, Trump's actions are indeed protected under what's called presidential immunity. Now, this protection comes from a Supreme Court case called Nixon versus Fitzgerald. And as you heard at the beginning from constitutional law scholar David Rivkin, the decision gives the president absolute immunity for all actions done as president, even if those actions were unlawful. So it's very, very interesting. And now it's starting to make the rounds more and more that these 4 cases against Trump may indeed end up getting tossed out precisely because even the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case,
they might as well just let that go,
right,
and stop even, and just like it's really crazy that like people like I don't know. Me personally, I don't understand why they're not doing this to anybody else. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Like I don't understand. Like
so many other people.
That's crazy.
They all deal with actions Trump engaged in as president. And it's already happening in Georgia. In the Georgia case, we're already seeing the beginning of this thing getting totally tossed out. Defense attorney Leslie McAdoo Gordon is arguing that Mark Meadows, Trump's former chief of staff, he's already in the process of basically ending the case. And he's doing it by asking a federal court to remove the case from the state court to the federal court on grounds that it targets his actions as a federal official. Now, according to Gordon, this is intrinsic to the very structure of our federalist system, of which the current Supreme Court, the conservative majority there, has been an avid defender. So the operative principle here is that federal officials can't be targeted under state laws for action.
Y'all know what's going to be real hilarious? Is when all of this is said and done. All of this is said and done, and Trump
is president
again.
I already know.
I'm literally going to make a 10-minute video of just laughing if that happens. Because that right there, like, that ain't even, mark my words.
Actions they took in their official capacity. This is part of the federalist system in which certain issues are reserved for states and others for the federal government to handle. And here's the key. What Gordon found in her research was that in previous cases like this, when federal courts intervened, in every instance, when the removal was granted, when the case was taken away from local prosecutors, in every instance, the case got dismissed. And so that's why this fellow at the beginning of this video, the constitutional law scholar, David Rivkin, that's why he doesn't think this case will ever even see the light of day. Meadows' lawyers have already petitioned for the case to be removed from the local courts to the federal courts, and whenever that's done, the case is basically thrown out. But there's another way, on top of all of this, there's another way for Trump to get full immunity from prosecution. You're going to absolutely love this because it's all about how we effectively fight back against this blatant weaponization of the law. It's a lot like my friend Ross Givens, what he's doing. He's showing patriots how to use our politicians' corruptions against them for our own benefit. You know exactly what I'm talking about, like companies like BlackRock bribing corrupt politicians like Nancy Pelosi with insider trading secrets. They've been doing that for decades now. They know a whole host of trading secrets that gives them an unfair advantage when picking stocks. But did you know that thanks to a little-known SEC database, guess what? We can have access to those very secrets as well. We get to see what stocks these corporate CEOs are buying up in real time and then piggyback on their trades to gain the exact same advantage for ourselves that Pelosi and the crooks in D.C. have. My friend Ross Givens has been tracking insider trading for years, and his recommendations have led to investment returns of over 200%. Some have hit as high as nearly 1,500%. And now, gang, it's your turn. Click on that link below right now and learn how you, too, can trade like Pelosi. Click on that link and learn how to gain an insider advantage for yourself today. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz has put together a legislative plan to protect President Trump from prosecution. Gaetz appeared on the Charlie Kirk Show and explained...
I don't know why they keep on testing this whole thing of Trump is going to jail. Trump is going to prison. Trump is going here. Trump, with the team he has and the supporters he has, like that's...
Honestly, I don't see it.
I know, I don't see it either. And a lot of people like, oh,
I don't see it.
Trump is going. My dad. Oh yeah, he's going. He is. He is. Man, I can almost, y'all know me, like I be betting almost every day. I'm on FanDuel, I'm on DraftKings. I can almost bet I'll put $1,000 that Trump won't go to jail.
Yeah.
I bet him $1,000 Trump won't go to. He won't.
He's not gonna do that.
I'm not. You said what?
He's not gonna do that.
I thought you said don't do it.
No.
Hey, I would. He not though.
Yeah,
He
no,
not.
he's.
Explain precisely how Congress can make sure President Trump crushes these indictments.
You can actually bring President Trump in to give testimony to the Congress, and in doing so, immunize him. Now, there's different forms of immunity that take place at the committee level, subcommittee level. In some instances, for full immunity, you have to have more of a supermajority vote. But if you had a supermajority vote of a committee, like Speaker McCarthy could set up a select committee tomorrow that could bring Trump in and immunize him. And then we could proceed with the very legitimate investigative work that we're doing of the Bidens and the corrupt DOJ. Obviously, we're aware of the ability for any person to plead the fifth. You can dissolve someone's ability to plead the fifth if you immunize them. And so Congress has this ability that's been recognized. It's even laid out in 18 U.S.C.A. 6002 and 6005, if folks want to look it up. But there, you've got the ability to say, well, we're hereby compelling your testimony. We're giving you immunity for anything you say to us and anything that would lead to. And so, for example, if President Trump came in and said, I'm here to give you testimony about the witch hunt, the abuse of criminal process, that Congress has legitimate oversight equities to resolve. And if he were to say things to us, we could immunize him for that conduct that he were to discuss.
Does it take a vote, or does it?
Frequently happens, but these aren't usual times.
Is it a committee vote? Is it the whole House that has to vote on immunization? And when was the last time this statute was used?
I don't know when the last time it was used. I can say it can be any committee or subcommittee that can grant immunity. So we could even bring him into the subcommittee chaired by my good friend and colleague Andy Biggs, the crime subcommittee. That has jurisdiction over some of these activities of the Department of Justice. And if Trump were to essentially become a whistleblower, you have to think about it almost like whistleblower protections. Trump, the ultimate whistleblower, potentially the beneficiary of congressional immunity on some of the information.
So there you have it. According to Matt Gaetz, a congressional committee or even a subcommittee could call in President Trump tomorrow as a whistleblower, as it were, right, of government weaponization and corruption. And given that status, the committee can grant him immunity from the corrupt charges, the corrupt indictments that Trump, as a whistleblower, would be exposing. It's pretty neat stuff. Trump would testify before a House committee as a whistleblower, which in turn would trigger immunity protections from the very things he's testifying about.
I think they just need
which
to
of
go
course would
ahead.
involve all four of these
Let it go.
indictments. I just love the way Gaetz is thinking here. He's fighting back. He's not sitting back giving these prosecutions, these persecutions, these obvious political witch hunts the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I've said it before. Why on earth would the Democrats ever feel the need to have to cover up their corruption when they have so many Republicans so consistently willing to always give them the benefit of the doubt? Well, Gaetz is stepping up to the plate here, and he's fighting fire with fire, and I absolutely love it. So we now have two paths for President Trump to get immunity, a legal path and a legislative path. Either way, it's time for all of us to fight back and win. Are you ready to join the resistance? Because
y'all see it, man. Make sure y'all get y'all Trump hats, get y'all Trump shirts, get y'all Trump socks, get y'all Trump pants, get y'all Trump flags, get y'all Trump food, if you got food.
Yes, food.
Games, statues, all that. Make sure y'all get it, man. Y'all already know what's going down. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next one.